Welcome to Work in Progress. It's the show where we talk to local artists that you may not have heard of before. My name is Dan Araujo and I'm your host. Today we're talking with hip-hop artist and social activist group The Difference about their latest album, Lifelines. So, how you guys doing?
Doing great.
Awesome.
Great. So my name is Couto, aka Courage.
And my name is Joseph Torres. I also go by the artist name of DJJ.
Yeah, man, we're great. We're so excited to be here.
Awesome. Well, it's great having you guys. So, the name of your group is The Difference.
Yes.
Where did that come from exactly?
So DJJ and I have been recording music together for a few years. Recently, I'd say about a year ago, we realized that we do a lot of shows together and that we needed to put together, some more music. And after talking about it, we decided to, form, a hip hop duo. And we were asking some of our friends and colleagues. And it's funny, the first name that came up was from our friend Colby. And Colby's like, "What about The Difference?" And I'm like, "Yeah, why The Difference?" And he's like, "Because you guys are out here making a difference." So shout to Colby. So after trying to figure it out for a while, it was just something that we kind of felt right. And so we kind of, decided to go with it.
Yeah, I mean, to me, honestly, it was a no-brainer just because of all the work that we do, which we can touch on here in a bit. But with the impact that we're trying to make within our community, that's honestly, to me, why it just was a no-brainer to go by The Difference, since we're always out there trying to be the change, make the difference that we want to see in the world.
So, and you guys have been collaborating for a number of years together. How long?
How long would you say? I would say probably about, with each other at least for like 10 years or so.
Yeah, I think we recorded our first song together in like 2016, 2017. So I guess we're kind of going on 10 years. DJJ and I are both leadership members of the Auburn Hip Hop Congress. So we've been working together through our work with Hip Hop Congress for a number of years. And I think we recorded our first track together in like late 2016.
Oh, right on.
So, yeah.
Right on. So The Difference is sort of I want to say like maybe an offshoot of what the work you guys were doing, what brought you guys together in the first place.
That would be the best way to put it, honestly. Yeah. I would say so. And then, we just decided to make it official to work together on a project more or less a year ago. So.
Mm-hmm. What's the genre going to be?
It's hip hop. I think that a lot of our songs they could kind of be in a few different kind of genres. Like we're trying to do some kind of different cutting edge music compared to maybe what we've done individually in the past. But I think more than anything, it's hip hop, rap.
That's cool. Right on.
Yeah.
So can you just describe the album a little bit? Like, it's called Lifelines.
Yes.
Where did it come from? What kind of themes would you say you guys were going after? What types of things inspired it?
I mean, I would say that it touches on predominantly a lot of mental health related aspects. There's other topics that are spoken on, such as addiction and the state of our climate politically, but predominantly it definitely does talk about a lot of mental health aspects because that's something that both Ku and I relate to a lot.
I think we chose Lifelines because I think first of all hip hop has been a lifeline for both of us. It's really helped us in every aspect, becoming who we are and better human beings, right? So. And then also each song is touching on a different aspect of life that we've experienced, right? Like for instance, like Joe said, we touch on a lot of mental health, suicidal ideation. We touch on addiction. We touch on, a broken home and just so many different aspects that kind of made us who we are. And so choosing Lifelines was a way of us, explaining that a little bit, and also with the overall point that this has been a lifeline for both of us.
And I mean, honestly, like once this album is released, we're keeping in mind that certain songs or the project as a whole could be a lifeline for someone else. which also helped solidify the album name as well.
And that can connect to different causes for sure.
Oh,
for sure.
100%.
What the writing, the process that went into writing it. I mean, how was it difficult for you guys, or did you kind of, how did it go? How was it like? These are serious subjects.
Yeah, so no, I think we are still in the process of writing a lot of stuff. The thing about, for me, anytime I do anything with Joe or DJ J, it's like, it's fun, right? I experienced a lot of trauma growing up. I had like a full family with like 2 kids, early 20s, right? So when I spend time with Joe, it's almost like we're teenagers or something, and we're able to have fun and joke and do all of that. So that's the type of energy I think that we always bring, no matter what we're doing, right? That being said, when we do get into some really, deep topics or subjects, I think we both are, supporting each other in so many different ways, right? This is one of my closest friends. So when Joe's going through something, I'm someone he turns to, and likewise, right? So it's been, for me, it's been so much fun. It's been a bit of a renaissance for me as an artist. I graduated high school the year Joe was born. So there's a big difference in our age, right? That being said, he's one of the hardest working, biggest heart, hustler as an artist. And watching him for years do that also kind of brought me to a place where I realized, I want to get back into music in that type of way, So that's kind of, what it is for me.
Brought the fire back for you.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I mean, and to kind of touch on how the writing process has been, it's been probably like one of the most organic things that I've ever experienced, and none of it has felt forced whatsoever. We let things come naturally. We sit down, we listen to the beat, we figure out how the beat makes us feel, and we start mumbling to the beat, try to figure out how we want our flow to go, and then maybe like a random word will pop out of our mouth. Like one of the songs that we did, or that we have in the works right now, he said something along the lines of toxic, and so we wrote a whole song about toxicity. So that's how the process has been thus far, and it's been honestly like one of the most amazing experiences I've ever been through personally.
How long have you guys been working on this particular work?
I think our first track that we recorded for this project was like fall of last year. So through Auburn Hip Hop Congress, we have an office, and the founders and our leadership, Rocky and Natalie Zapata, had been talking for a long time about putting a studio together so that we could use that to help inspire and work with young people, kids that are just getting out of the juvenile hall or that are struggling and need extra support. So Natalie got a grant that helped fund this. We put the studio together, and originally we worked on a compilation album from just some of the artists that we work with Auburn Hip Hop Congress, and that was called Sounds of Change, right? So once that space kind of got together, like I have my own recording setup at home, DJ J has his own, but once we kind of brought it together in town at the office, it just kind of brought this kind of new energy to it, That makes sense?
Yeah. So my next question, this would be like individually. You guys are both from, you mentioned earlier about your respective ages being so, vastly, like...
Yeah, I'm way older than him, for sure.
He's older brother status right now.
Older brother status, right. That's good. So I wanted to ask just a little bit about that, and just what's it like, collaborating with someone and bringing your own unique perspective from what you know at your age, I want to say. Not that, you can't be, you're at different areas.
I'll take this. So when it comes to that aspect of it, as far as our age difference goes, you know, Ku has done and accomplished things that, you know, in life that I haven't.
Mm-hmm.
And so when it comes to putting together anything, when he talks, I listen because he has that experience aspect. And so I learn and grow from him every time we get together and work on anything, whether that be a song, whether we do a show, what have you. So when it comes to...
So he's more of a mentor.
Absolutely. Definitely a mentor, a teacher. He's guided me in ways that I couldn't even imagine. Mm-hmm. And I am who I am because of who he is, and it's been incredible.
Thank you, man.
Yeah.
That's great. Yeah, we're from different generations, right? Different, I was raised in, the 90s and in the East Bay, and then we moved up to this area in like 89, and so I've lived in this area ever since, and I've experienced, a lot of different things, but just like DJJ mentioned, like I get a lot out of my friendship and relationship with him as well. His energy, his the way he thinks, his heart, all of that inspires me every day too. So it's not even like it's work when we're together. It's fun, and we bring that fun into the music that we create, and also in the the different things that we do to help make our community a better place. Just yesterday we spent the day at the state capitol with the American Foundation for Suicide Prevention, and it was our California Advocacy and Action Day, where we were looking for legislative support for a couple bills that help that are going to hopefully pass and help support mental health, suicidal ideations with young people, with the LGBTQ plus community, with veterans. So it's like we get to do all of these different things, and it's like a brotherhood, a friendship. Even though I'm older, at this point, age is just a number. His experiences have impacted me vastly as well, right? So it's just something that really is organic and natural, and it inspires me and makes me want to work harder and do a better job when it comes to music, or even just me as a human being, as a father, all of that kind of stuff,
So the album titled Lifelines, the group, The Difference, it's fair to say that a lot of the work you guys do, the social active work and the causes that you guys are involved in, is an influence on your art. And what causes are you guys involved in currently?
I mean, obviously the one that we've been mentioning is the work that we do with the American Foundation for Suicide Prevention. I have my own story with that. At a young age, I wanted to take my own life. Thankfully, we're still here. And I use my story as a way to impact and help give light to those that are in the dark. And the rewarding aspect of that is when you do save a life by telling someone your story.
Definitely.
Yeah, I would add to that I think the foundation of the work that we do in the community comes from the Auburn Hip Hop Congress work. So I'm a founding member. I've been a part of it since the very first show, and I'm inspired by Rocky and Natalie Zapata and the way that they build community and support youth, and so Joe was a 16-year-old kid that showed up at a writing class or a workshop.
Rotten teenager.
And so he's grown and evolved with Auburn Hip Hop Congress as well. So it starts there. I'm also an adolescent, mental health worker. I work with young people, and so there's an aspect of the mental health side. We've both been affected by mental health in a lot of ways. So we enjoy sharing and speaking on some like taboo subjects that aren't comfortable to talk about. Suicide isn't something that people want to talk about. So being able to share our own unique experiences and hopefully have a positive impact is huge for us. So there's that. Also, in this political climate, our world is a mess right now. And so Joe and I felt like we can't just sit aside and work on a project and not speak our piece and our truth about what's going on. So there's that aspect of it. We work with, the Poor People's Campaign and NorCal Resists and just different community-based organizations that are trying to make a difference when it comes to, poverty, when it comes to homelessness or, any of that type of stuff. So we both have like big bleeding hearts. And we choose to spend our time and our energy trying to have a positive impact in all of those different types of arenas.
Is writing for you guys therapeutic? Has working on this album been therapeutic, would you say? And if so, how?
I would say it definitely has been therapeutic, 110%. There's been, a couple like family things that, that are going on behind the scenes with me that aren't exactly the greatest right now. So whenever we get together, I'm able to express that with Koo, and, we're able to talk about it, talk through it, and then we get right to working. And by the end of it, I'm smiling and feeling good again. And then, I'm sure it's been therapeutic for you in some way, I'm sure.
100%. So music in general for me has always been therapy, writing, whether it's like poetry, music, songs, lyrics, whatever, right? So I've always used my art as an opportunity to express myself, to get things off my chest. It's therapy for me. So we've used this as therapy as well. We both have gone through different things. We're both able to kind of lean on each other and support each other. So yeah, when I get in front of that microphone, it's like I'm sitting there with my priest or with my therapist, and I'm able to express myself in ways that I can't normally, right? So for me, it's absolutely therapeutic, and we're really hopeful that the audience and our community will hear the music that we're pouring ourselves into, and it'll also be therapeutic for them, right? So I think for me, that's absolutely a big part of it.
Was there a particular type of emotion that you guys were going through when you wrote the album, and one that you maybe wanted to convey with the album?
Yeah, I can take this one first. So the first song that we recorded was a song called Won't Be Defeated, where we're basically trying to encourage people to not quit, not give up, right? And then it went to this other track that was a little more upbeat and kind of fun, right? For me, we recorded a track called It'll Be Alright. And in that, I speak on what I'm experiencing right now, right? Not just, like as a human being, but what I'm experiencing when the lights are off and the world's asleep and it's just me, right? And that, for me, has been one of the best aspects of what we're doing. And the way that Joe and I work, we're not, it's a give and a take thing. So let's say that song I'm talking about, It'll Be Alright, was a song that Joe originally wrote, and it was very powerful, right? And so yeah, it's been an opportunity to like share a piece of like deep down inside, and it's difficult to be vulnerable like that from time to time, but it also feels super good, yeah.
What would you say is a message that, speaking about vulnerability, the audience listening to your work may be experiencing something that, reflects one of the themes in the album? What's something that you feel would resonate with them the most in terms of a message, let's say, or something that you want people to know, and like maybe something you were trying to directly hone in on with the album?
Honestly, just the fact that, even though things are dark, there is a light at the end of the tunnel. It may take a bit to get there, it may take some work, but it's all worth it in the end once you are there. The thing about a storm, we experience many storms over the years, and they don't last forever. That sunlight is going to poke through, and you're going to get to experience the light and love of the world.
Yeah, after the darkest night always comes a brighter day. That's like a lyric from one of my old projects, So yeah, no, absolutely. And I think that the audience is going to relate to what we're expressing, and I think that it's going to connect them in a different way. You know, music is something that has always been a lifeline, not just for us, but for a lot of the people that we come in contact with, colleagues and friends and kids that we mentor or whatever.
Yeah.
And this is an opportunity to show people a side that they may not, always see. Men in particular, we struggle with expressing our emotions. We don't like to talk about, how we're feeling or what we're experiencing. Everybody's very macho, right? Well, in a way that's not authentic to what we experience all the time. So
Exactly.
for us to be able to express some of that, I think is important. And we're also showing the next generation of young men that it's okay to be vulnerable, to talk about your mental health or your battles with addiction or your suicidal ideations or the fact that you're bullied and someone's hating on you, right? So it's a very transparent album thus far. And we're super excited for everybody to kind of hear it and get a chance to experience that as well,
Yeah. No, I've put out 4 albums, and my second album was the one I was most excited to put out. I haven't been excited about an album since that. And, don't get me wrong, I love all my projects, but this one by far is taking the cake so far.
Yeah.
Oh, well, it sounds exciting for sure. I want to talk briefly just about hip hop in general. And, it's a very distinct genre. There's a lot of history.
Absolutely.
That's attributed to it, both good and bad.
Yeah.
And I feel, you guys have both been involved with it for a number of years, or predominantly your entire most of your lives.
Yeah.
So what do you feel like, what makes hip hop significant in your mind? What is the significance of it?
So for me, I grew up in a lot of urban environments, right? East Oakland, Point Richmond, Norfolk, Virginia, right? Where hip hop was what people were not just listening to, but it's a lifestyle, right? So it started for me at a really young age with breakdancing, and then from there I got into emceeing. But hip hop is so many different lanes and aspects. But one of the biggest aspects of hip hop is community, right? So for me, it's been absolutely like a lifeline for me, and it's been a very positive experience. Hip hop is a black and brown art form, primarily, and so you have to have a level of respect for the culture, respect for everybody that came before you. And that's something that I resonate with and I connect with a lot. And there's always something that I can put on and put my headphones on and I can experience from listening to, old school hip hop artists, current hip hop artists. It's about so many different things. So for me, it's been a lifeline, and it's been something that has given me so much as far as a human being goes and a person goes. And so that's kind of what it is and what it has been for me,
Yeah, I know. There was somebody that quoted that rap is something you do, hip hop is something you live. Because, with the culture of hip hop, there's so many different aspects to it. You have emceeing, you have, b-boying, b-girl dancing, there's graffiti, just so many different aspects of it to learn. It's so much more than just a genre, which I feel like makes it as unique and different as it is. And that's something that I love dearly, and it's something that keeps you learning. And I'm somebody that always loves to learn something new every day, no matter what it is. And so hip hop has done that for me.
Yeah, it's given us a voice too, I think,
So speaking about styles and whatnot, I mean, there's obviously many different styles to hip hop. How many were in Lifelines?
So,
and what kinds were they?
For me, growing up where I did, when I did, right, a lot of the music that I was listening to was very street, was very, you know, thug and gangster rap, right? Grew up in the 90s, that's what we experienced, right? Joe came from a whole different time and generation, right? But this album is, it's very conscious. There's songs that we're doing that are very laid back. There's songs that we're doing that are very in your face and fast paced. So I guess for me, it's, in a way, it's been our own. We've taken what we've experienced and we've created something that's new and fresh and different for us. So it's hard to put like a name on the styles and stuff. But we're working on a track that's very rock heavy, right?
Yeah.
We're working on songs that are more slow and
Melodic.
Yeah, so it's such a wide range that one of the things that I'm most excited about is people getting to hear the whole full spectrum of it. Yeah.
Yeah. It's just a bunch of different styles that we put in a blender and we turned the button on and mixed them all together. So
It's actually not a bad
you know,
metaphor.
it's a mixture of a whole bunch of different styles, and it's going to be really fun for everybody to hear.
Yeah, for sure.
A lot of the subjects that you guys talk about in your work, you know, suicide prevention, addiction, you know, family struggles and whatnot, life struggles in general, those are hard conversations. And how, as an artist, do you ready yourself to, you know, embrace the hard things like that, you know, to have those hard, because you're essentially, by each song, you're inviting the conversation to take place. And
right.
I'm just wondering what mentally do you do anything to like put yourself in a headspace where you can be informed?
I think for me, it's just that when Joe and I are together and we're hanging out, it's very fun-loving, right? It's like we're kids goofing off a lot of times.
Yeah.
So we've created an atmosphere when we're together hanging out that's very young and very fun and all of that stuff. When we get into more serious topics, we just give each other space to kind of, you know, feel and experience that, right? Let me give you an example. We have a song called Drugs, right? Addiction is something that I've personally experienced, my family's experienced, right? So it's something that is in my DNA and fiber. And it's something that it's not easy to talk about, right? So we took a different approach with this song, and it's a much more upbeat song, right? It's not just doom and gloom, because we wanted to give a whole nother angle towards that aspect of addiction. And so we're trying to do things that are a little bit different, but more than anything, I think we're just creating what feels right and feels good in the moment. And then from there, it's like we're just putting it on a platter for everybody else to try and taste, right? And music is very subjective, and people like different things. And so I think with this album, it's a platter of little bits and pieces of different things that people can try, right?
Right.
Yes.
Different subjects and whatnot, and different stories.
Absolutely. And then I think, like, to add on to that, I think we're trying to use this album as an avenue to open the door to conversations that people don't have. And we just want people to be able to sit down in a room and be like, okay, we just heard this from them. How does this make you feel? You know, type of situation. And they can open up that door to have uncomfortable conversations with friends, family members, whoever, you know.
Is there a release date yet for the album?
Not official. I think we're shooting for this summer. We've tried to keep this really fun and light as far as like this project goes. So we're trying not to put too much pressure on like it has to be done on this day, right? Because that defeats the purpose of what this has been for us, you know, creating it.
Yeah.
So I think we're shooting for this summer. I know that we have a bunch of shows coming up, so we'll be performing, you know, the album in all of those, you know, shows.
What are some of those you got coming up?
The first one is our Earth Day Festival, what we do through Auburn Hip Hop Congress.
Yeah, Saturday, April 25th. we will be doing the Earth Day Festival at the
School Park Reserve.
School Park Reserve.
Yeah, so that's been that's fun. We also are performing at the Placer County Fair later. We've been to the state fair, and we've applied to perform this year there. So we will share, and our social media, it's like you'll be able to kind of see what we're doing when we're releasing stuff. And
What's the social media that people could see if they want to like maybe follow you guys and be updated?
yeah, so for me, we haven't launched our official The Difference social media yet, but you can find me at Coup Hustle Hard is my my Instagram, and then Christian Couto and Coup Rage for like Facebook and all the other stuff. But we'll be debuting a new social media relatively soon. But if you follow the Auburn Hip Hop Congress in any of the social medias or any of Joe's, you'll be able to get that as we share it.
Yeah, now a couple of my social medias on Instagram and Twitter, you can follow me at _DJJmusic_. You can also follow the Facebook page I have on Facebook, DJJ, plain and simple. We have an email for our duo, in case anybody wants to try to get in contact with us. It's thedifference.ahhc, all lowercase, @gmail.com.
Well, thank you guys so much for being here today and for talking to us about your album and your work, and it just sounds really, really exciting. And also, personally, I appreciate the wonderful things you guys do for our community in Auburn, and I'm looking forward to seeing, looking forward to seeing where the album goes and all that stuff.
And
so
we appreciate it. Thank you.
Thanks for having us. This was really fun.
No problem.
And also, like, great job. Like, this has been a lot of fun, and I think people are enjoying it, and so that's good. So I'm always down to support you, no matter what you do. Just like him, you're also one of my close friends and family. So proud of you for doing this as well, and thank you so much for bringing us on this platform and allowing us to speak on what we have going on. For everybody out there, keep your ears open, man. Hopefully, when you get an opportunity to hear this album, to see the work that we're putting in, you're gonna really enjoy it and take something away that's super positive. So, yeah.
Well, thank you so much for that. Thank
Yeah.
you. And thank you again, everybody at home, for tuning in to our second episode. We hope you'll join us again for our future ones, which will be announced later, so stay tuned for that. Again, I'm host Dan Araujo. This has been Work in Progress, and it's a show where we talk to local artists that you may not have heard of before. So if there's anything that you think we could do, or any artist that you think might be a great fit for the show, feel free to email me at boomstick.ow@gmail.com. It should be at the bottom of the screen. And we will see you next time. Thank you, guys.